Hey guys, and welcome to What I'm Watching Wednesday, where I get to rant and rave about things that I'm into on television or streaming. At this point, I'm not even sure what to call it, to be truthful. Just some shows I like to watch. Let's dive in. Alright guys, today we're talking about, oh my gosh, I just finished binging it, and it's, fantastic. And it's a show on Netflix. It's called Mindhunter, and it's about profiling and the creation of the profiling that the FBI uses for serial killers. Now, I'm super into, I don't really want to say I'm super into serial killers. That sounds crazy. I'm kind of crazy. It's true. I'm a writer, so I pretty much study everything, and it really intrigues me, the psychology of these individuals that have committed these horrendous acts, and they just don't feel the same way we do about them. So it intrigues me, and so I saw this come across my screen as something they suggested, so I checked it out. And man, am I glad that they suggested it, because it is a great show. A little bit on the adult side, of course. There's sex and there's some drugs, and of course there's some questionable, we're dealing with serial killers, so these guys are not normal people, and they kill and do things a little out of ordinary, right? So it's definitely not for young children, that I would say for sure, but that's up to you. I'm not telling you how to parent. Would never, ever, ever. No. So yeah, if you're into profiling, you're into shows like CSI, Forensic Files, any of that kind of stuff, I think Mindhunter might be right up your alley. The cast is fantastic, well acted, kind of really intense, and the way it's shot is fantastic, because it almost makes you feel like you're back in that time period with the graininess and the color gradations and everything. Of course, the wardrobe doesn't hurt, and the driving of the awesome cars, ridiculous cars in this show, is pretty cool. And the subject matter is awesome, because the way that they did this, the way that they created these profiles, was by going into the prisons and interviewing what we would call serial killers. Back then they didn't have a term, they were just killers who had killed multiple people. But they literally went into these prisons and interviewed them, sat down with them, had conversations with them like they were buddies. Like, they dove in and figured out what were the triggers and everything. It's amazing, and it's an interesting look into the mind of someone who kind of thinks about society and things differently, and just to look into someone who's crazy. That's cool too. So hey, if you guys are into those other types of shows, I would highly suggest you guys check out Mindhunter. It's on Netflix again. And in the description below, I'll put a couple links to a couple books I've read about profiling, as well as a couple things about the show. And hey, if you guys have any shows you're super into, except for Game of Thrones, please don't put Game of Thrones, because we're so far into it that there's no way I can get caught up on it. I just can't. I just don't have that ability. It looks like a fantastic show. It looks like something I'd be totally into. I just didn't get into it until too late. So please don't put Game of Thrones. I beg of you. But anything else, put down in the comments below if you think I should check it out. I'd be really intrigued to see what you guys put down there. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for your time. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out to check it out. If you liked anything I said, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see what else I want to rant about on Wednesdays, go ahead and click the subscribe button. I actually have videos that come out every day on different things, so check those out too. And until next time, guys, safe journeys.